Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. In this video we're going to be reacting to the 15 most beautiful cities in America. Again, some of you guys have recommended a couple of these videos, so I will be picking this one to react to. But before we get into this reaction, I have to quickly state that my channel has been updated, so now I have a community page. So if you would like to check that out, it would be I would be appreciated about that, as I will be posting things on there to get some, talk to you guys a bit more, put some polls on there, some questions that you guys can answer. I think the first thing I just posted on there was, if I was to do a Q&A, what would you ask me? So if you just leave a comment down there, a little question, I'll eventually do a Q&A at some point and I'll answer loads of them. But yeah, without further ado, let's get in it with this reaction.
The 15 most beautiful cities in America. Welcome to Alux.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired.
Wow.
If you're not subscribed yet, you're missing out.
You are, guys. You are missing out to some top-notch content, guys.
Hello, Aluxers. Welcome back for another exciting video presented by our team here at Alux.com. America's known for its diversity and mixture of cultures, and keeping that in mind, you can only imagine the beauty that lies within it. Traveling through America and exploring some of the most beautiful cities in the world is an incredible journey. It's difficult to narrow down these spots to the top 15, but we've compiled such a list for you today. The locations we're featuring here are known for their historic significance, beautiful landmarks, diverse cultural events, breathtaking views, and astonishing architecture.
I'm more about breathtaking views. Architecture, I'm not the massive fan of. If it looks cool and modern, I quite like that. But I don't know.
Each city has something a little different than the last, but that's enough for the intro. Let's get started. Number 15, Atlanta, Georgia. Located in the southeast state of Georgia, Atlanta is one of the most important landmarks for both the Civil War and the Civil Rights Movement. With gorgeous lines,
looks quite nice, looks quite green,
of trees, green hills, and lavish city parks, Atlanta was appropriately named the city in a forest. But there are also numerous skyscrapers that contribute greatly to the city's beauty. Atlanta's most famous attractions include World of Coca-Cola, Centennial Olympic Park, and the Atlantic Botanical Gardens. You also shouldn't miss a trip to the Stone Mountain Park, where you'll have the best view of the city. Number 14.
That's quite nice.
Nashville, Tennessee. When it comes to having fun, America has great things to offer, and Nashville is a good example of this. Can you think of a better place for good music, tasty food, and a good old Tennessee whiskey? From country and...
Reminds me a little bit like Camden Market. Not Camden Market. There's a road in London that just has massive neon signs either side. And like big statues and weird things. It's weird, but it's quite cool. Reminds me of that.
Blues to rock and pop to jazz and classical, Nashville really has it all. There's always something to do in Nashville, and some of the best barbecue as well as their famous hot chicken. When you're in the city, you make sure to visit the legendary Bluebird Cafe for some intimate atmosphere in Nashville's most famous music venue. You can also see an exact...
That's really cool, actually. Reminds me of the National History Museum in London.
Replica of Greece's Parthenon in their Centennial Park. Number 13, Portland, Oregon. If you're up for something more laid back and casual, then Portland is the city for you. You can chill out in a cafe or take a long walk in Washington Park.
The other ones had a bit more finesse. I don't know, I'm forgetting words, but I don't know.
In case you're a nature lover, you can also visit the...
Oh, there we go. There we go. I'm sold.
Famous Japanese garden while you're visiting too. And when the sun starts to set, make sure to grab a spot at one of the terraced bars with a view over the Oregon Convention Center with tall, beautifully illuminated towers. Number 12.
Oh, that's nice.
Bozeman, Montana. Some of the most beautiful landscapes in the country are located right here in Bozeman, Montana. Breathtaking skylines and views from a hill over the whole city are something that many people never forget. Even though it's not your usual go-to place when you want to wander the streets, it's a place where you come to experience nature at its finest. It's the perfect spot for those who love biking and hiking, and Bozeman also has the biggest collection of dinosaur bones located in the Museum of the Rockies. This city has a pleasant college vibe, so it's a perfect relaxing getaway.
That looks sick. Just that
Number
building.
11, St. Augustine, Florida. St. Augustine, Florida is the oldest European settlement that's still populated. This beautiful city dates back to 1965 when the Spanish settlers came and established
I was about to say, it looks quite Spanish.
the city. With a strong European vibe, it's impossible not to like St. Augustine and enjoy its remarkable beauty. Museums such as the Pirate and Treasure Museum, with its large collection of pirate artifacts, and the Leichner Museum, where you can enjoy numerous pieces of art, are only a few of the reasons you'll never forget a trip to St. Augustine.
Doesn't look like a place that I would personally go, but it does look pretty cool.
Number 10, Houston, Texas. This city may not have all the bells and whistles that some other cities.
I'm probably gonna get annoying some people from this, but every time I read Houston, my mind always goes to Houston, Texas. I'm like, that's not right. That's not how it's pronounced.
Have. But what Houston
Sorry, I
lacks in
annoyed you.
quantity, it makes up for in quality. Houston is filled to the brim with incredible street art and murals, giving the city a very
Some
unique
weird frogs.
feel. The streets in Houston are wide and spacious, filled with interesting shops and restaurants. Speaking of which, Houston is also the culinary capital of America, with more restaurants per capita than any other city in America.
Wow.
But most interesting of all, Houston is home to the NASA Space Center. Houston is most certainly one of the more unique hidden gems in America, and suffice it to say, it's by far one of the most beautiful and interesting cities you could possibly visit. Number 9, Virginia Beach, Virginia. Virginia Beach, as the name implies, is full of beautiful beaches where natural beauty abounds. You can also head to First Landing State Park and watch the sunset without a worry in the world.
You know what? I prefer Skeggy. And if anybody knows what Skeggy is, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't.
This just might be the best city for those who desire a romantic atmosphere, with plenty of restaurants to dine in with your loved ones. Also, the Busch Gardens Amusement Park is a great destination if you have some kids along with you and would like to have some quality time with your whole family. Number 8, New Orleans, Louisiana. With its exotic blend of diverse cultures, New Orleans represents the true meaning of the term melting pot. You can't go wrong with New Orleans and its
God,
fantastic
there's some colourful buildings, aren't they?
French architecture and rich Caribbean flavor. It's home to the famous Mardi Gras Festival, visited by millions of partying tourists each year. Its cuisine is incredible and jam-packed with an array of diverse local ingredients that you can only try here. You can't call yourself a true adventurer unless you've experienced everything New Orleans has to offer. Number 7, Seattle, Washington. One of the largest cities in the Northwest Pacific region, Seattle boasts one of the fastest growing economies in the United States, and it certainly shows. Its cityscape is littered with beautiful monuments, with its crown jewel being the retro-futuristic Space Needle Tower. Its music scene has always been incredibly rich, from the 40s and 50s
It looks quite nice. Seattle looks pretty cool.
jazz era, all the way up to the modern sounds of grunge in the 1990s. Seattle manages to create a perfect blend of old and new that leaves no visitors unsatisfied.
That skyline right there looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie.
Number 6, Chicago, Illinois. Home to the famous Lincoln Park, Chicago-style hot dogs, and towering skyscrapers, Chicago represents the beating urban heart of America. If you're visiting this windy city on the East Coast, you shouldn't overlook all the attractions it has to offer. Its famous Gothic architecture and busy streets will
It looks a little, sad. Sorry if you're from there, but I don't know, it's so grey. It's so grey.
provide you with a true
It looks better at night. Okay, at night that looks sick.
representation of what
Complete opposite.
urban America is all about. Likewise,
That looks
near
nice.
to the turn of
But when you're down there, I don't know, it looks very grey. Very it sounds weird, but as if it's obviously you're in the middle of a city. There's not enough colour. I feel like if you're surrounded by nature and colour, I can see a couple of trees here and there, but if you know what I mean, bigger bigger paths and more colours and stuff like that. I feel like you don't feel like you're in the middle of a city. I feel like it feels quite claustrophobic.
Of the 19th century.
Especially how busy those blooming roads are. Jesus Christ. Need some better traffic. Need some, I don't know, motorways above.
Chicago opened its doors to immigrants from all around the globe, which gives the
Jesus Christ, talk about a motorway. Or is that an interstate? I don't know the difference. I have no idea. Over here in England, I don't really call them things. Like, I just call them the A1 or the M1 or whatever road you're on. I forget what they're called.
the city its
Motorway,
incredible
I know.
diverse demographic, only adding to the
I'm gonna sound so stupid tonight.
metropolitan feel of this great city. Number 5. Las Vegas,
I'd love to go to Las Vegas, but I feel like I'd lose money.
Nevada. This oasis in the middle of the Nevada desert certainly lives up to its nickname, Sin City. Home to some of the world's most famous casinos like Caesar's Palace and the Excalibur, as well as some of the most luxurious hotels on Earth. Las Vegas is all about indulging in the senses. An atmosphere of abundance and exuberance radiates throughout the neon-lit streets of the Vegas Strip, the home of most of its hotels, casinos, and nightclubs. It's almost impossible not to find something to enjoy in Las Vegas. For a true hedonist, this little island of indulgence in the middle of the desert is heaven, with just the right amount of hell. Number 4. Boston, Massachusetts. Situated in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts, Boston is home to some of the most important events in American history, like the Boston Tea Party and the Battle of Bunker Hill. Being one of the oldest
That's
cities
cool.
in America,
Those roads look pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie.
it's difficult to go down the street without bumping into some little snippet of its glorious past. From its architecture to its monuments, museums,
That's quite cool.
and parks, Boston is a gold mine for anyone looking to satisfy their desire for history and knowledge about where the great experiment started. Boston Harbor is also a beautiful sight just beyond the towering
Oh, advert popping up.
skyscrapers.
What's this?
1, 2, 3, go!
Oreos. These aren't very nice. Don't try the Doritos stacks. If you want to try the Doritos stacks, just get Pringles. They're a lot better.
Number 3. New York City, New York. You can't have a list of the most beautiful cities in America without mentioning New York City. The Big
New York is always beautiful.
Apple is not just one of the most beautiful cities in America, but one of the most beautiful in the world. Its incredible cityscape
Alright, yep.
is unparalleled. From Central Park to the Empire State Building, New York is absolutely packed with some of the world's most breathtaking landmarks. Nightclubs, restaurants, museums, parks, monuments.
It is so weird seeing such a big open, like, it's not, is it a forest, you know, Central Park in the middle of just
Stadiums,
surrounded
shops.
by buildings. It's
New
weird.
York
But it
has
looks
it
cool.
all. Number 2. Charleston, South Carolina. Charleston has been named as
That's a cool bridge, I'll tell you that.
the number 1 city not only in the US, but the entire world by Travel and Leisure magazine, and there are many reasons for this. Everywhere you turn in the city is another beautiful sight, from the famous Rainbow Row to the iconic Pineapple Fountain and historic marketplace. Charleston is also known as the Holy City because of its many beautiful and historic churches.
God, that
Make sure to
yawn came out of nowhere, sorry.
also visit Charleston Harbor and Fort Sumter, where the Civil War began. Number 1. Los Angeles,
Of course Los Angeles is number 1.
California.
Even though I've heard so many Americans say that Los Angeles is not America. Because whenever you think of America, I think of Los Angeles, or I think of Las Vegas. But Americans say it's like a fake America. If you want to experience real America, you go out of Los Angeles and actually go to other cities and little places. You can correct me if I'm wrong in the comment section down below. Do you agree with that? Do you not agree with that? That's just things I've heard, so again, I could be very wrong.
Finally, we've reached number 1 on our list. This pick was pretty hard to make, but Los Angeles definitely deserves the number 1 spot. The City of Angels, the place where summer never ends, home to Hollywood as well as
That looks really cool, but I bet it's so expensive to live there.
most of the entertainment industry that we enjoy today. LA's nightclubs are some of the best in the world,
God, there's a crowded beach, innit?
and its beaches are unparalleled in their splendor. The people who live there are diverse and always look to have a good time. Chances are, if you happen to be just strolling down Venice Beach, you might just run into that famous movie star or celebrity you've been gushing over, or that singer whose
Gushing? It's not the correct word I'd use.
song you just can't seem to get out of your head. In the city of Los Angeles, that's a completely normal occurrence.
Wow.
LA is everything you've ever dreamed about and more, and that's precisely why it was placed number 1 on our list. So,
Every time I look at Los Angeles, I just think of YouTubers and I think of GTA 5 because I love GTA 5.
we've come to
So
the
am
end
I,
of our
Move.
15 most beautiful cities in America. We hope we've inspired your travel plans even just a little bit.
Hopefully.
Now that we're wrapping up our list, we'd like to know, which city do you think should have been included but was left out? Let us
Yeah, that is a good question. I'm gonna magpie that question or steal it if you would like to say. What city do you think should be on there? I'm not from America, so I can't really say anything. But a lot of my viewers are American, so put it in the comment section down below. What city do you think should have been added to that list? Maybe give some reasons why. I'll have a little look. And also, do you agree with the point I said earlier, or do you disagree with it about Los Angeles as a fake America? Again, I don't know if I'm right. That's just what I've heard, and I'd like to hear your guys' opinion on it. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave a like and a comment down below. Again, don't forget to go check out the community page, as I will be posting some things on there, and it's nice to be a bit more interactive with you guys, so definitely go check that out. And I have got Discord and all that long, so make sure to check the links out as well. I hope you're having a great day, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.